of experience across, branding, anything digital innovation here and there. And we have him with us here to come and share from his wealth of knowledge, and then we can pass it down to the community because, Hailerz is all about sharing, it's all about talent, it's all about community, it's all about learning. So, Mr. Chinedu, if you're here with us, welcome to Talent Talk with everything and specially promoted by Hailerz. This is all Hailerz breed. So you're welcome, please. With a show of you um putting on your camera. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes, yes. I'm on to that already. Good evening. Can
Good
you see me?
evening.
All right.
Welcome.
All right.
How are
Can you
you
see me
doing
now?
today?
I'm fine, thank you. How you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. You can see we're prepared to have you.
Okay, great, great, great. Thank you for having
Yes.
me this evening.
How's
Thank you very
today?
much.
How's it been?
Well, it's been kind of, hectic, but I mean, it's time for an interview, so we're just prepared for it, I guess.
Oh
So yeah,
yes. Your bias is that you're a media professional, so I understand when you have
yeah. I
you in the
appreciate
first
that.
place,
Thank you.
right?
Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. I think you can see me
Can you
properly,
hear
yeah?
me?
Yeah, I can see you very well. I can hear you.
Okay, great. Let's start right with over 10 years of experience across all you have done. How did this start? What was the journey from the onset?
Okay, so basically, yeah, the journey has been a journey of passion. It has been
Mm,
a journey of, seeing something that I was really interested in and decided I wanted to, be a part of it. I think it started back in school. In
mm,
school, when you when you enter into the higher institution and then you decide that okay, this is a course you want to study, and then you get into school and eventually you're like, nah, I don't think I want this course anymore. You get. So at that point, I just, decided that something I needed to do regarding my passion and something that I knew that would work out for me perfectly was the media space. So I had to like change my course then in school, and that was how the journey started. I changed my course into mass communications. I attended University of Nigeria in Suka, and I changed my course in school. And after I changed that, that was how the journey just, started. So, like I said, it's a journey of passion, and also it's a journey of, finding and discovering myself. I was able to discover myself at an early point in life. So I don't. That was just how the journey started, and it's been good from there henceforth. You know.
that was quite an interesting journey, knowing that this is actually what you want to do, and then you're just going for it, and this
Yes.
is not what you're studying. But then, yeah, I think I have passion for media, and you just decided to divert into media, and this is where you are now, which is really amazing. So when you started, right, did you see yourself
Yes.
coming this far? Or was there a point in the line in your journey where you just wanted to throw in the towel?
Many points like that now. So so when I started actually, I didn't start with the idea I'm running with right now. I started just like so back then I just wanted to create an Instagram page. I think that was when Instagram just started. It's up to a year or two until Instagram started. So I just wanted to create an Instagram page where I show people, what's going on in school, like events or just happenings in school. That was just the idea, just to make sure that at the comfort of your hostel or wherever you are, I could actually show you what's going on in school. So that was where the idea started from. And but from there, I think we now started developing and transforming and adding new areas and aspects, that got us to where we are now. And several times I was like, are you sure this is something I really want to do? Because I was more like a business inclined person. you know, compared to the technical aspect of things initially. Because when I started, I was more of like the person that would get gigs, gets, to contact people, get to, meet these event planners. But I wasn't really good at, taking the shots behind the scene and the rest of them. That's behind the
Mm-hmm.
camera. So I
Yeah.
wasn't really good, but I was passionate about what others are doing, but I was
Mm-hmm.
more like the business inclined person. So at the point now, you will be like, are you sure this is something you really want to do? Are you sure you're not just gonna start up a business or just do something else? Sure. But I think with time, knowledge increased. I got to meet mentors. I got to meet people that really advised me that, okay, yeah, sometimes it's always like this. There's only a time where you feel like you're not catching up with the world.
Mm-hmm.
You get, you are doing your thing to an aspect, but you're not catching up with the current trend of the world. There are new equipments coming out, new styles of doing events, new media production kits, and the rest of them. So if you're not catching up, especially when it comes to funding, and you feel like, oh, are you sure you really want to do this? So there were certain times like that. Sometimes you have something all planned out in your head, and then at the end of the day, something just unfortunately happens, and then you can achieve it again. So all that stuff, it was just a very crazy time. But yeah, I think I've navigated all that, and right now we know they give up again.
Yeah, I like that phrase. Right now, we
Yeah,
need to give up again. So, for those who do
at
not understand pigeon parlance, it means right now, at this point in time, this stage where we are not giving up. Is it that we push or we push? So, in the course of you telling us about how the journey has been, you made mention of mentors, right? It's mentorship really important? Sorry, your mic is
Okay,
muted.
yeah. Sorry. So yes, mentorship is of high importance actually. You know, sometimes when people mention mentorship, people that's when you're telling someone you need a mentor, you need somebody that will guide you. They always have the notion of, oh, it must be very, somebody that has gone so far in life, is now doing global things, he has made a lot of money, he has a lot of connects, he has a lot of contacts, you know. But sometimes your mentor might just be that friend, you know, might just be that friend of yours that that person that is just there to actually guide you. Sometimes the guidance might not be to show you the way. It might just be to break down what is already existing. You
Mm,
understand? Yes. Sometimes it's not just about showing you the way, it's about opening up your mind to what you're already doing, to tell you the possibilities of growth in what you're already
mm,
doing. You get, so it's very important to have a mentor. If it's not a senior mentor, it might be a colleague-based mentor, someone that's playing at the same level with you. It could be someone that is not even in the same industry with you, or is doing
mm,
well, in certain areas of his or her own industry or his or her own business, right? So it's very important. In my lifetime, I can tell you that I've met a lot of, not one mentor, like
mm,
many persons that have mentored me in different ways. If it's not the technical way, the business way, the way to handle human beings, the way to handle life in general, generally to even become a CEO,
mm.
mentorship, very important. So it's actually very good if you have one. It's very important to have one or two, or just to have a couple of persons that you can always reach out to and say, Alpha, what do you think I should do? And they'll always, guide you. So yeah, it's very important.
So we've heard from Mr. Chinedu, who is a CEO
Mm,
and is telling you to have a mentor, not necessarily
yes,
somebody who is very high, but then somebody you think you click with, somebody you know you can actually learn from. Because I'm also
yes.
learning that. I have a
Mm,
mentor, and then there was a time I was advised that, oh, you can have mentor on different levels. Because what you just said was, a lot of people think mentors should be, of course, the whole shattering glass ceilings, being in that global
exactly.
stage. They have to
Yeah.
like make name here and there, but
Mm,
neglecting just the person that is giving us that delusional push, right?
mm,
So that's
mm.
that's really fantastic to hear. Now, being a founder, you're also a founder amongst many things that you do. But I
Yeah.
think I want to be like you when I grow up. So being
Ah,
a founder, Being a founder of, Pop TV Events Africa, what does
Yes.
it take to, to start this venture? Because we look at things today and people just want to hop into things, they want to start, and then maybe after 6 months, they are telling you, oh, I can't do this anymore, or they keep switching from one business to another. What is your advice?
Men, okay, so the thing is this.
Mm-hmm.
When people ask me this question, um, how do I start? Right? It can go in different routes. There's no particular way or process of starting. I think the first thing that happens is the fact that you need to tell yourself, you need to even ask yourself, what do you actually want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What do you want to achieve? Okay, you want to be a CEO, you want to be a director of this company, you want to be in charge of whatever. But what exactly do you want to achieve with all these your titles? Now, once you're able to answer that,
Mm.
trust me, whatever it is, just start,
Mm.
right? Start with, even if it starts with just telling the next person how far I'm into event planning, or telling the next person how far I'm now doing proposals, how far I
Mm.
am a virtual assistant. Just
Mm.
start. You need to actually like proclaim it to yourself that this is what I want
Mm.
to do, right? And once you're able to proclaim it to yourself, you'll be able to proclaim it to others. If you constantly remind yourself that this is exactly what you want to do, or this is the idea you're trying to pitch, definitely subconsciously you always tell other people. Because I remember when I wanted to start back then, you know, the kind of things I had in mind I wanted to do, that those are things that people like MTV Base, Hip TV,
Mm-hmm.
those are the people I was looking up to back then. Those were the things they were really doing. And I knew that I'm just a student in school, right? So how would I be able to meet up with this kind of people? They have
Mm-hmm.
all the equipments, they have all the networks, they have all the contacts and all that stuff. So how will I even be able to meet up with these people? If I was waiting to become like them, I would not eventually become who I am today. That's
Mm.
just the truth. If you're waiting to become like others, you wouldn't become yourself eventually. So what did I do? I said, yes, I know that I'm heading there. That's the goal, that's the ambition, that's the plan, right? But I have to start with what I have currently. I have
Mm.
to so that this is what I want to do, and I start what I have. And that was why when I started as a production company, then I started as merely as an Instagram page, just an
Mm.
Instagram page. I only had my phone and internet. So
Mm.
doing my thing. From there, we got an iPad that we're using to take videos. From there, we got a small camera. From there, even the small camera was even for rent. It wasn't mine actually.
Mm.
Then from there, I got mine, and from there, I mean, it's just been development, growth, scaling, and everything from there. So whatever it is that you want to do, you have to first tell yourself that this thing is what you really want to do, and in whatever position you are or you belong to at that moment, just start. Do not wait for the best time, where there's no best time, right?
Ah.
There's nothing like a best time, because the people that have started things in the past, it doesn't mean that that time was the best. It might be
Mm-hmm.
now, it might have been 20 years ago. The most important thing is start at any given point in time, and then start with what you have, whatever you have. Go and hear the stories of all the guys that are building huge businesses now, building huge brands. They always tell you where they started from. I don't
Mm.
think you see anybody that started with what he has currently 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They will always tell you, oh, I collected a loan from my uncle. He never
Yeah.
told you I started with a refinery in 1960. It's not possible.
Yeah. True.
Otedola will tell you, everybody have their own story, but they always started with what they had,
Mm.
not looking forward to. They're looking at the future, yes, but they have to start what they have. So that's basically it.
More like tiny drops makes an ocean, right?
Exactly, exactly,
Mm.
exactly. And you don't know how far you will go when you even start. You can never know. So the only way to know is to actually start. That's
Actually
just it.
start.
Yeah.
Now, does this advice cut across other businesses, or it's just strictly for the media, your media business?
Well, I think with experience, I think it cuts across other businesses also, right? It's not
Mm,
just about the media business. In fact, it's even more difficult in the media space. It's more
mm,
difficult because the media space is constantly changing.
mm,
Today you are shooting video with this camera, tomorrow another camera has come out.
true.
Today you're doing something on Skype. Now Zoom is out. Today you are doing something, just shoot, edit, and drop. Now you have CapCut.
Mm,
Anybody is a content creator. Anybody can just add and drop. So things are changing. There's AI, there's digital transformation, there's SEO, there's a lot of things happening. So if you're not able to catch up, it becomes a little bit difficult. So yeah, it's more difficult in the media space. So I feel like the advice is something that cuts across every other industry. You get, even people that start up banks, they will always tell you how they started. Oh, there was one room I had, and then I had two staff, and that was how it started. They could have waited to get like 30 people coming together, and or start 40 people, and with $10 billion, then they will not start. So but then they always start with something they had at that moment. So yeah, sometimes another thing again is that sometimes all you have is you.
mm, mm,
All
word.
you have is
Mm,
actually you. So you might not have other things, but once you start with yourself, carrying yourself as the brand you're trying to sell, you
mm-hmm.
have started. You have started. Market, when they say market don't start, market don't start. So yeah, basically.
It's for those who are just joining, it's been an amazing time having Mr. Chinedu here. And from the 30 minutes conversation we have had, oh no, 24 minutes, because it's showing 24 minutes, but 24, 20 minutes, 24 minutes conversation we've had, it's been nothing but inspiration and insightful, right? Sometimes all you have is you. That's a very catchy one. I think that will be the highlight for me for today. Now, you are into branding. What strategies have you personally put in place in making sure that your brand stands out and it's thriving, right? Because a lot of people are stuck in building their brand and then also finding it very difficult to make a brand statement. What strategies have you put in place? How can you help us navigate this? Because I can tell you for free, a lot of people are stuck. In fact, some people keep pumping money, but it's not yielding.
Hmm. So a lot of people I've noticed always, like, they want their brand to tell their story rather
Mm,
than they telling their story. You see
mm,
somebody now, he has a business, he's always pushing out social media ads,
mm-hmm,
Instagram ads, Google ads, you know, Google SEOs, YouTube ads, pushing out adverts. Is on every billboard, is on every radio station, is adverts on every TV. But I've not actually seen this person, right,
mm,
actually work. I don't need to see you on screen. I don't need to see you on the billboard. But are you working yourself? Or are you making the
mm,
ads work for you? Are you pushing out the ads to get you what you want? And you yourself, you're just relaxed at home and hoping that somebody will see my ad on Instagram and click on my page and then they'll patronize me, right? That is why people have what they call networking, right?
mm,
And it brings me to answer the question, what to do differently so that your brand stands out. You must always, always show up.
mm,
You have to always show up. That's something that I learned with time, because initially when I started, I was like, no, just pop TV, just send it out there, let people just know, post about it, keep sharing it, WhatsApp message, BC, Instagram pages, all
mm,
the different kind of adverts you could do, personally, right? Always put your logo on every party that is happening. Anyone that you have friends, just put your logo there, tell them you come and support them and all that. But I wasn't selling my brand as a person,
mm,
right? A lot of people will do in our industry, you will find out that a lot of people will do business with you, not because of your brand, but because of your personality.
true, true.
That is why you will see some people would rather want to do a job with Vicky James than any other person. That will still
Mm,
give them the same result though. But because
Mm,
Vicky James is out there, she's popular. Once she does an outfit for you, she'll post it. You'll see yourself everywhere. You know that popularity. That is why people just so they're really not paying for the outfit. They're not paying for her brand.
mm,
And if she did not connect to these people personally, I'm not sure they would have been able to, say, okay, get comfortable and pay whatever amount she calls for them. You
mm,
understand that kind of thing? So sometimes you let your brand tell your story and you don't even tell it yourself. So it causes a lot of issues. So you have to always show up. You have to always do the networking yourself. You have to always do the connecting yourself. You have to meet people, talk to people, you know, attend events, network, right? Anywhere I go to, even if I'm the official media person, right? If I see any other photographer that is coming or any other video person, that's person in charge of video or live show, whatever it is, as far as you're in my field, I will network with you.
mm.
I'll definitely,
Okay.
oh, what's your name? What brand do you work with? Oh, have you been doing it for years? Oh, that's nice to meet you. And because I travel a lot, so there are certain areas that you might not even have had a contact in those states or those countries, right? But because when you came there, you did some network with a couple of people, before you know you have contact. And then when you attend events like that, you definitely want to meet who is who in those events. You know, share, even if it's just a sharing of cards, even if it's just sometimes I just go, I tell my photographers, take a picture of this person. They'll take a picture of that person. When I get home, once they edit it, I'll just send it to the person. Ah, sir, the picture is fine. Oh, they'll be like, oh, that's nice. You took my picture. Oh, picture is fine. Before you know what's happening, oh, can you come and get my own event? Right. So
Mm.
it's just all that. So you have to always show up. You
Sure.
know, there is no, don't leave your brand to tell your story. Tell your story yourself. You
Mm.
get.
Don't leave
Yeah,
your brand to tell your story. I think I need to get that up. Don't leave your
mhm,
brand to tell your story. Tell your story yourself.
exactly.
Now, the people you look up to, do they really matter? How does it affect you, positively or negatively in any way as your journey has been so far?
Well, the truth is that the people you look up to, they actually matter because sometimes they are the templates in which you would run.
Hmm.
Sometimes they are the mistakes you which you will avoid. So
Mm-hmm.
do with them whatever you wish. That's what I used to say. Those people you look up to, you would have seen what they were doing and what they were
Mm,
doing right. You will see where they made their mistakes. You will see how they were able to overcome it. You will see a
mm,
lot of things that even before you get to the point where those mistakes are meant to be made or where those scenarios are meant to occur, you already have a solution because there were people you were looking up to that told that route before and you have the experience. So it's very important, they actually do matter. Sometimes they might not even make any mistakes. So
mm-hmm.
you learn the perfectionist way of doing things, right? So whatever it is, you have to make use of these people the way you wish, right? So if you're learning from them, if you're following their footsteps, if you're following the way they do their things, if you're following their marketing strategy, if you're following their branding strategy, if you're following their professionalism, whatever it is you're following, right? Follow it, in such a way that when it gets to the point where you meet that kind of scenario, you know what to do at that point. So yeah, it's actually very important. They are actually important people. That's why I said mentorship, people you look up to, whoever it is, very important, especially in this our industry. And then some other industries too. You get.
Wow. You are a digital innovator. Oh,
Yeah.
somebody's giving you a heart then. Thank you so much for the heart, Chioma. We'll see
So
you.
yeah.
You guys will
All
have
right.
time to ask your questions because this we need to hold him right here now that we have seen him because we might not get this opportunity. So
Yeah,
this is
good.
more
Yes.
than a master class, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you are a digital innovator, and presently we are in the era of artificial intelligence. Now,
Mm-hmm.
how do put both what you're doing and then include AI into it?
Man, to be very frank, yeah, I think the
Mm.
best thing that happened to our generation is the introduction of AI. You know,
Really?
yes,
It's not
actually,
taking our jobs.
it's not taking anybody's job.
Okay, fire on. Let's hear
AI
you.
AI will take your job if
I
you
okay,
leave
let it
your
go.
job. So basically, what I used to tell people is this: AI will take your job if you leave your job. That's just
Mm,
it. If you leave your job, AI will take your job. Now,
mm,
when AI came out, artificial intelligence, when it became rampant in Nigeria, because the truth is that the Americans have always been using AI for many years, even before it came into Africa,
true,
right?
true.
So when it came into Nigeria, it was mixed. It had mixed feelings. Oh, AI will be used to do fake news. AI will be used to do fake artificial things. AI will make no wala. But I can assure you that a lot of people have been able to utilize AI in such a way that they do or they put in little effort and get maximum results. You get, a lot of people always feel like, oh, people don't like what they don't understand. But trust me,
Yeah.
try and understand AI. You will love AI. For
Mm,
example, I'm also a web developer, right? So I
okay.
design websites too for brands.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started using AI, I think it simplified things for me, right?
Mm,
It actually simplifies. So those things that, for example, you're building a code for a website or an app, it takes you 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. With AI, you can cut down from 6 weeks to 3 weeks, all things being equal. The truth is that you can actually cut down from 6 weeks to one day. That's
mm,
just the truth. From 6 weeks, you can build a complete website on an application in one day, 24 hours. The only difference now is that because you must always bring in the human angle to whatever AI is giving you,
yes.
you must bring in the client's requests to whatever AI is giving you. You're not just taking AI's results, hook, line, and sinker. That is what now takes time. But if you leave AI, in 10 minutes, website complete. You know, in 10 minutes, you can edit a full-blown 1 hour video on CapCut. You get, but then you have to do all the other checks and balances, trying to add human things and just everything to make it much more appealing, right? So what I'm just saying in essence is, with the current trend now, don't allow the trend to leave without you harmonizing or actually grabbing the intelligence you get from it. Don't allow it to go, because a lot of people that, let me tell you, when they say AI takes jobs, for example, Google early, no, late last year, Google cut down on staff. They cut down on, no, not Google, sorry, that's Twitter, X. X cut down on staff, over 4,000 staff laid off. Remember the time when Elon Musk was trending that he sent a mail by midnight and a lot of people were out of jobs and all that stuff. Great. Now, this year, around March, April, they re-employed 2,500 of them.
Mm,
When they cut down the jobs, they said, "Oh, AI has come to stay. AI is now taking a lot of things that humans, so they don't need to pay them." But then they employed 2,500 of them back again. What happened? What do you think was happening? They have tested AI. They have seen that AI still needs human beings, because nothing beats the internal creativity of a human being.
yes.
Nothing beats that. Even this thing that AI is giving you now, who put it into AI? Is
Yes.
human beings. It's human beings that put in all the codes, the open source codes that AI is using to give you results. In fact, if you have ChatGPT on your phone now and you tell ChatGPT, my name is Chinedu, but if you tell your ChatGPT that your name is Jude, it will start calling you Jude from now to tomorrow,
Mm,
because that's what you gave it. So if you don't give it anything, it's not going to produce anything. So it still needs human beings. It still needs human beings to harmonize. It still needs human beings to arrange, right? So
mm,
yeah, it, it's very important that we are in this section of our lives where AI has come to stay. And it's also important that you learn anything you can learn, regarding artificial intelligence and when it concerns your business. And the truth is that there is no business that AI doesn't touch. Do you understand? There is
yeah.
no business. There's no business that AI doesn't touch, be it in media, be it in agriculture, be it in whatever industry you believe that you're in. There's no business that AI doesn't touch. So if you don't learn it now, that is when AI will take your job. But if you know it and you know it well, imagine mixing human intelligence with artificial intelligence. what do you think you're going to get?
True.
So it's very important. Harness the opportunity, learn it now, unless AI will take your job. It's that simple.
Well, we don't want AI to take our jobs, and we are really excited about it. If someone has a question before we wrap up, let me see.
Considering the adverse
Okay,
environmental
considering
effects.
the adverse environmental effects on AI, as well as the tendency of dependence on AI by its users, yes, would you still encourage the use of AI, especially in the creative fields? Please, that's our question. Help us with that.
Okay, so now what you're asking now is if I would say encourage the use of AI in any way and form you want to use AI, I would always encourage the use of AI,
Mm,
right? Now, when it comes to creative process, I know a lot of people have had that debate of, yeah, people are no longer creative, people are no longer, do bringing out, as in using their heads to originally create something or discover something and all that stuff. Now, let me tell you something. Creativity is subjective,
mm-hmm.
right? You have seen scenarios where maybe on TikTok, you go online, you see that there's a museum where they just put a banana and sellotape and it's selling for $13 million. If you show that to a typical Nigerian man living in Ikeja, it'll be like $30 million for banana and sellotape on the wall. But that is what Americans are paying for that work of art, what they call creative, right? Now, if you think that your current creators now are not using AI, then you're lying.
True,
All of
true.
them are using it. If they're not using it in the creative process, they are using it in the marketing process. If they're not using
Mm,
it in the marketing process, they're using it in the retention or retainment process. If they're not using it in the retainment process, then they're using it in the business management process. Either way, they are utilizing AI. Tell me, nobody wants to do so much and get little results. But people would rather want to do little things and get maximum results. What do you think the world will be doing? Even
mm,
governments of the day are utilizing AI. It's now you as a creator. What do you call creativity? Creativity is the fact that you can utilize whatever it is you have at any given point in time to create something that people look out for or want.
mm.
So if you want to stay without AI, perfect. If you want to do with AI, do it. Creativity is subjective. That thing that you're saying, oh, AI is not good, blah, 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 that is what people are using to make their money. So, anyhow you want to do it, it's fine, no problem. But I always encourage people to utilize the opportunity of learning artificial intelligence. And when you're talking about environmental adverse effects, when you say environmental, I would want you to even point out one example of environmental because whatever it is that you're saying, environmentally has already been affecting us since. Say, for
Mm,
example, when it comes to painting, people that are painters, right? They will tell you that AI has even been able to reduce the environmental effects of paint touching people, that's paint on their faces and their hands that causes a lot of health problems. They
yes.
also tell you that it has reduced environmental effects in terms of where they manufacture paints, the smoke and everything, the chemicals that are being mixed, how it affects human beings and all that. Because without paints now, you could actually paint, you get. So as you're saying, I don't know what you mean by the adverse effect, but I know that AI to an extent has been able to solve a lot of environmental problems in the industry. So yeah.
Thank you very much. I mean, we would have loved to take more questions, but then our clock is ticking. This for those who are just joining, this is Mr. Chinedu Nmegwah, and he is the CEO of Pop TV Events Africa. You can actually connect with him after here on his social media handle to ask more questions. Please, what's your social media handle again?
Personally, yeah. So my personal handle, because I'm not really active personally, I always keep a very low profile personally. I just work with my brand. So, but you can, my business brand is at Pop TV Events Africa. on every platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is all the same at Pop TV Events Africa. So if you send a message, my assistant can always redirect that message to me personally if you want that. Then and you can send an email also. Just any way you can get me. I think my assistants will be willing to reach out to me and tell me that this message is personalized. So yeah, just
All
at Pop
right.
TV Events Africa on every platform.
So let's look at Pop TV Events Africa. That's on all social media platforms. You can just tell him that, oh, you attended Talent Talk and then you wanted him to throw more light because we can have all of the questions answered here on Talent Talk because it's just 1 hour. So thank you so much, Mr. Chinedu. We're glad that
Yeah,
you're
thank you
here
very
with
much.
us. Thank you for
Mm.
sharing your wealth of knowledge with the Hailerz community. We really appreciate, and we hope that when next we knock at your door, you will open it wide for us to come. I mean, okay,
Definitely,
all right.
definitely.
So we
Mm.
have a culture in the Hailer's family where where you have to hail us, and it goes by the show of hands, the two show of hands, and you saying I hear you, and we're just going to wrap up today's conversation. So with your two hands in the air, you tell us I hear you, and we're good to go.
Okay, something like that, yeah. And
Yes,
then I
yes,
say I hello.
exactly.
Okay,
So if
I
you're
can.
ready, like we're ready, please hail us.
Okay, I'm ready now. I
Okay.
hello. I
All
hello.
right. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Chinedu. We hope to have you next time. For everybody who also joined Chime Francis TV, we have Choma, the Hailer representative, myself inclusive, and
Yeah,
Mr. I don't know, is it Ify or Ifye? Yes, thank you
Christopher.
all for joining. We'll see you guys some
All
other
right.
time. For me and the entire crew, it is bye bye. Have a wonderful day. I
All
hear you.
right. Bye. Thank you very much.
Bye.